Silence can be so freaking loud. Here are 10 traits of people who speak less. Have you ever noticed how powerful silence can be? We live in a world that's constantly bombarding us with noise, opinions, and distractions. It's easy to get caught up in the frenzy and forget the power of stillness, of listening, of choosing our words carefully. In this video, we're going to explore the fascinating world of people who speak less and listen more. We often associate speaking up, being loud, and dominating conversations with strength and influence. But what if true power lies in the spaces between the noise? What if the real game changers are the ones who observe more than they speak, who think before they react, and who command attention by their presence, not just their words? Discover how their silence speaks volumes and why sometimes saying nothing says everything. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more insights on personalities and growth. The first trait is that they're keen observers. They see what others miss. The world is an open book, but most people are too busy talking to read it. Keen observers, the ones who truly see, understand this. They've trained themselves to pay attention, to notice the subtle cues and details that others overlook. And what's their secret weapon? Silence. When you're not busy formulating your next sentence or trying to interject your opinion, your mind is free to truly absorb what's happening around you. You begin to notice the way someone's face twitches when they're uncomfortable, the slight hesitation in their voice when they're unsure, the body language that betrays their true feelings. Think of the detective studying a crime scene, piecing together clues from the smallest details, or the wildlife photographer patiently waiting for hours to capture the perfect shot. These are the keen observers, the ones who understand that true seeing requires silence, patience, and an unwavering focus on the present moment. In a world obsessed with speed and noise, keen observation is a superpower. It allows you to understand people on a deeper level, to anticipate their needs, and to navigate situations with greater awareness. Imagine being able to read your child's mood just by their body language, or understanding a colleague's unspoken concerns during a meeting. The next time you find yourself in a social situation, resist the urge to fill every silence with chatter. Instead, embrace the quiet, and let your observation skills take over. The second trait is that they're thoughtful responders, the power of the pause. In the heat of the moment, it's easy to let our emotions dictate our words. Thoughtful responders possess the strength of restraint. Every interaction is a chess game. They consider all possible outcomes, strategizing with intention. This pause before speaking sets them apart. Thoughtful responses foster trust and respect. So, take a moment. Breathe. Reflect. Choose your words wisely. The third trait is empathy and understanding, their quiet power of listening. In our quest for connection, we often focus on making ourselves heard. But true understanding lies in silencing our own internal monologue and truly listening. Empathy is rooted in deep listening. It's about creating space for someone else's truth. Think about a time when you felt truly heard. It was because they were fully present with you. True connection comes from creating a safe space for others. Listen with your ears, eyes, and heart. This ability to listen deeply is a superpower in human connection. The fourth trait is they choose their words wisely. We live in a world saturated with information, a constant stream of opinions, ideas, and messages vying for our attention. In this chaotic landscape, it's not the loudest voices that break through the noise, but the strategic ones. Strategic communicators understand that words are tools, and like any tool, they must be used with precision and purpose. They don't speak for the sake of speaking, they choose their words carefully, crafting their message with intention and foresight. Silence plays a crucial role in this process. It's in the quiet moments of reflection that they hone their message, considering their audience, their objective, and the most effective way to convey their message. They understand that less is often more, that a well-placed silence can be more impactful than 1,000 eloquent words. Think of a skilled negotiator, carefully choosing their words, strategically deploying silence to create leverage and achieve their desired outcome. Or a charismatic leader, captivating an audience with their presence, using silence to emphasize key points and allow their message to resonate deeply. Strategic communication is about clarity, conciseness, and impact. It's about understanding that every interaction is an opportunity to influence, to persuade, to inspire. Remember, true power doesn't lie in speaking the most, but in speaking with purpose, clarity, and strategic silence. The fifth trait is that silence is their studio. The greatest ideas, the most profound insights rarely emerge from the cacophony of everyday life. They're born in silence, in the quiet spaces where our minds are free to wander, to explore, to connect the dots. Deep thinkers understand this. They crave solitude, not out of shyness or social awkwardness, but out of a deep need to commune with their own thoughts. They know that silence is not emptiness, but a fertile ground where creativity flourishes and brilliance takes root. Think of the writer, staring out the window, lost in contemplation, waiting for the perfect words to form, or the scientist conducting experiments in the solitude of their lab, allowing the silence to amplify their observations. Deep thinkers are comfortable with silence because they understand its power. They use it to delve into the depths of their own minds, to explore complex ideas, to challenge assumptions, and to forge new connections. In a world that glorifies speed and productivity, deep thinking is often undervalued. We're encouraged to multitask, to consume information at a rapid pace, to constantly be on. But this constant stimulation can be a barrier to true insight. Deep thinking requires time, space, and most importantly, silence. Remember, the most profound thoughts are often the ones that have had time to simmer in the silence. The sixth trait is their allure of the unspoken. In a world obsessed with oversharing and constant self-promotion, there's an undeniable allure to those who hold their cards close to their chest, the ones who speak less, who reveal less, who maintain an air of mystery and intrigue. Think of the enigmatic stranger in a film noir, their silence speaking volumes, their motives shrouded in ambiguity. Or the stoic hero, their words few and far between, but their actions speaking with thunderous impact. There's a reason we're drawn to these figures. Their silence creates a vacuum, a space that we instinctively try to fill with our own interpretations. We project our own assumptions, our own curiosities onto their unspoken words. This isn't to say that people who speak less are intentionally trying to be mysterious. It's often an inherent part of their nature. They understand the power of the unspoken word, the weight of silence, the allure of leaving something to the imagination. They understand that true confidence doesn't need constant validation and that sometimes the most powerful statements are made in the silence. Remember, sometimes the most captivating stories are the ones that are told between the lines, in the silences, in the spaces where our imaginations are free to roam. The seventh trait is that they hear what others don't. In a world consumed by the need to be heard, true listening has become a rare and precious commodity. We're so busy formulating our next response, checking our phones, or letting our minds wander that we often miss the nuances, the unspoken emotions, the true meaning behind the words. Effective listeners, however, possess a different kind of superpower. They understand that listening is not a passive activity, but an active and engaged process that requires focus, empathy, and a genuine desire to understand. They silence their internal monologue, quiet the noise of their own thoughts and judgments, and create space for the other person's words to truly land. They listen with their ears, their eyes, their hearts, picking up on the subtle cues in tone of voice, body language, and facial expressions. Effective listeners possess a unique ability to make others feel seen, heard, and understood. They ask clarifying questions, reflect back what they've heard, and validate the speaker's feelings without judgment. They understand that sometimes the most powerful thing we can do is simply listen with our full attention. Remember, true listening is not about waiting for your turn to speak, but about silencing your own inner voice and creating space for someone else's truth to be heard. The eighth trait is that they know that true power doesn't brag. We often associate confidence with being loud, assertive, and constantly needing to prove ourselves. But true confidence runs deeper than that. It emanates from a place of self-assuredness, a quiet knowing of one's own worth that doesn't require constant validation. People who possess this quiet confidence understand that silence is not a sign of weakness, but a tool of strength. They're comfortable with pauses, with moments of reflection, with allowing their presence to speak for itself. Think of the seasoned CEO, calmly addressing a room full of investors, their silence speaking volumes about their experience and expertise. Or the experienced negotiator, using strategic pauses to their advantage, creating a sense of anticipation and control. They understand that true power doesn't need to shout. It doesn't need to fill every silence with nervous chatter or self-promotion. It rests comfortably in its own skin, secure in the knowledge that actions speak louder than words. In a world that often equates silence with awkwardness or insecurity, embracing the power of confident silence can be transformative. Remember, true confidence is not about being the loudest voice in the room, but about having the quiet assurance that your presence is enough. Ninth trait is that their silence speaks when words won't. Setting boundaries can be one of the most challenging aspects of human interaction. We want to be kind, to be helpful, to please others, but often, in our desire to be agreeable, we end up sacrificing our own needs and well-being. People who speak less often excel at setting strong boundaries. They understand that saying no is not selfish, but an act of self-preservation. They're not afraid to protect their time, their energy, and their emotional space. This doesn't mean they're cold or uncaring. In fact, their ability to set clear boundaries often stems from a deep sense of self-respect and a desire for healthy, balanced relationships. They understand that silence can be a powerful tool in boundary setting. They're not afraid to let a call go to voicemail, to decline an invitation without offering a lengthy explanation, or to walk away from a conversation that no longer serves them. Think of the artist who politely declines a commission request that doesn't align with their creative vision. Or the entrepreneur who sets clear work-life boundaries, silencing their phone and email notifications during family time. Strong boundaries are essential for our mental, emotional, and physical well-being. Remember, saying no is not selfish, it's an act of self-love. Then 10th trait is the power of presence. Influence isn't always loud and attention-grabbing. Some of the most influential figures understood the power of unspoken influence. Think of Gandhi or Mandela, who inspired through quiet dignity and unwavering commitment. True influence comes from embodying the change you wish to see. It's seen in everyday life, like a teacher's passion or a parent's actions. Live in alignment with your values and let your actions speak louder than words. The most powerful legacies are built on the quiet impact of integrity and purpose. In conclusion, in a world that can't stop talking, maybe it's time we rediscovered the power of silence. Not just as an absence of noise, but as a source of strength, wisdom, and profound influence. The Stoics understood this well. They knew that speaking less meant thinking more. It meant choosing our words carefully, acting with intention, and letting our character speak for itself. Let's embrace the quiet giants within us. The revolution might not be televised, but it will be heard loud and clear. Thank you for watching and don't forget to subscribe. For more support for this channel, check the description below. Adios.